All right. So now I was introducing myself. We started with an opening prayer, sir. Then after that, this is the introduction. So I stated that I started personally in 2014 when I was learning web design all by myself. And trust me, between 2014 and 2019, when we set up Pact agency, it has really been, a time of learning, a time of mistakes, a time of meeting different set of people that has also in one way or the other helped me to, understand the industry of tech better than I do right now. And by the grace of God, in 2021, we set up Pact Academy. And in 2021, of course, November, we set up the first set and to trade the first set in web design and digital marketing. So our first set, we had it in Ikeja, and we had over 13 people in the class that registered, and they all attended the class. And of course, if you follow us on our social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we have the same username, Pact Academy or the Pact Academy. You will see the testimonials there. Okay. So for this class, okay, it is going to be 100%. It's 100% free class, and at the same time, it's going to be 100% practical. I don't believe in theory. I don't believe in, yes, theory helps. Okay, when you get to the practical side, the theory tells you, no, this is what you were taught. This is how you were taught to do it. Okay, so what we are going to do today is we are going to just do an introduction to web design. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, so we are going to do an introduction to web design, of course. Okay, we'll just tell us what web design is. Then tomorrow, be rest assured, we will kick off fully the practical aspects. One thing I want everyone to know is this. Over the years, I have been designing websites. At first, when I start designing any client's website, I usually do a site, let's say between 7 days, 14 days, blah, 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 all those things. But then while learning, while growing, and while developing myself, I came to realize that you can design a full-blown website in one day. So what helps you is templates, okay? But then when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Now, in order for you to have a website up and running, there are some components needed. There are some elements needed. So then it leads us to the question, what is a website? So permit me to share my slide with us, okay? Okay, so if you can see my slide, just let me know. If you can see my screen, if you can see the screen now, just let me know, please.
I can see it.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. So this is just one slide. Like I said, there is not too much talk. It is just straight class, direct, not too much stories. And like I mentioned, it is project-based, strictly practical. We have 3 days. We have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday to make sure this class is done. And I can guarantee everybody we will all design our own full-fledged website with no stories attached. Okay. So now the question is, what is web design? According to what I have here, I say web design refers to the design of websites that are displayed on the internet, okay? It usually refers to the user experience aspects of website development rather than software development. Web design used to be focused on designing websites for desktop browsers. However, since the mid-2010s, design for mobile and tablet browser has become ever increasingly important. So it says again, a web designer works on the appearance, layout, and in some cases, content of a website. So now I proceed to say, appearance, for instance, relates to the colors, fonts, and images used. Layout refers to how information is structured and categorized. Okay, so now that takes me back to my the class itself. Okay, so Now, let me quickly explain what this means. I believe some of us, we must have visited some websites, okay? And then you see, for instance, let me try and open a site. Let me just quickly open this website for us so that we can understand what I'm talking about. Because I was kind of working on a client's site. Okay, so I'm going to open this website. So, oh, okay. Sorry, just a few seconds. / All right, awesome. Okay, so can you still see my screen? If you can see my screen, please just let me know. Just say yes, I can see your screen.
Yes, I can see it too.
Awesome. So what you can see now is a study, work, live abroad, right? If I'm correct.
I'm still seeing the web design. What is web design?
Oh, okay. So I guess I will have to stop the sharing, then I'll show you exactly what I have. Okay, so can you see the current screen, what we have now?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So now this is a client's website. Let me open what they had initially. Okay, so this is what this company had. This was the former, or this is the current website. Okay, so now you can see this at the top. You can see this, okay? So this place you see here, where you have your home, your degree courses, associate universities, travels and tours, and blah, blah, blah. All this, they are called menu. This is menu. So this place from this line above is called header menu, where you have the social media, whatever, and you have course inquiries, scholarship inquiry, and you have all these clickable buttons, including this logo. It is called a header menu. This is a header layout. So this same website, if you turn it, if you check out the mobile version, as you can see, it is mobile responsive. Okay, so now this is what this company has, the current website they have. Are we still together? I want to be sure we are together.
Yes, I will.
Awesome. So now this is what I transformed this website to be. This is the new layout of their website. So now you scroll down. This is what the website they have now. And I am the one who developed this site from start to finish. We have this. So now let us analyze this one after the other. This is a slider. All this button, if I click on it, it is a slider. Okay. Now, most websites nowadays, they are static. You don't have sliders because most people believe that sliders makes a website too busy. So I just want to come to your website and see something simple, catchy, and on point. So which means your layout, your fonts, your color must be entertaining. It must keep me to stay glued to your website. Okay, so now this is the slider version, okay? Now you scroll down, you have a white background. Then you see this text, and you see this short text, and you see these cards under it, okay? So now these cards, they are clickable. If you click on it, it will take you to another page, and you see this button, okay? This button with a hover effect. It is clickable. You come down, the same thing. You see this background image with a text on top of it, a header text and another text below it, okay? And all this like that. So now, let us now analyze this. You come, it is not a head, it is not a slider. You see the same menu, all right? So now under it, the difference here is this menu, you don't have anything dropping. If I place my cursor on this menu, you just see it, it will show a purple straight line, okay? It means it is clickable. So if I come here, you see a sub menu, it drops. Now, when you have a menu, do we understand what I've been saying at all? I want to be sure we are all following.
Yeah, I understand.
We are following.
Good.
We are very much with you.
Awesome. So don't worry. After this class, I will send the recording version. I will send it to us so we can still rewatch and understand better. Okay. All right. So,
Okay.
So now, if you place your cursor on this About Us, you will notice that this menu drop. It is called a sub menu. Any website that has this functionality, that menu under the parent menu is called a sub menu. Okay, so if you do the same to these degree courses, you will see foundation, and notice when you place your cursor on it, I'm not clicking yet. If I place my cursor on it, you will see an effect, an arrow or a line will show by the left hand, and the text will move a bit to the right. Let's try the second one. Just check it out. The same thing you see. This is an effect. Okay, all these things, they are effects. They can be designed. They can be programmed. Now, this menu, there is nothing like a line showing. Compared to this one, you have lines showing. So the person that developed this site made sure that when you place your cursor on it, there is a line showing. But for me, I don't want that. I just want when you place your cursor on the menu, there is an effect. So it means if you are going to be a web designer, either for personal or for business, or you just want to, start up a career or start up a business as a web designer or developer, one thing is paramount for you to understand: you must be creative. And in order for you to be creative, you must study other people's works. Now, this website was not designed. I never went to check out anybody's job. I just looked at, this is what they have. If they can contract me to design this site, it means they want something better. Okay, so this, and the funnest part, when the client saw this, the client fell in love with this compared to what they had. So now we continue. We have this header text. It is called Study, Work, Live Abroad. And you have this text below it, a long text. Now, if you are to, as a designer, if you design this and you give it to me with this long text, I will insult you because I believe you are creative enough. Why? This text is too long. Look at this. See how short this is. It is congested into the line. If you notice this line, it is the same thing. Come here, there is a pure alignment. Compared to this one, see, the alignment is not there. So here, my job is to go back here and fix this part to make sure this and this, I combine them to make sure it fits this alignment. Are we still together?
We are together, sir.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So now you come down, you click on this apply. Now, if you place your cursor on this apply, you will see that there is something, it comes like it pops up. It is also an effect. Don't worry, when we get there, all these things will be introduced to us. How to design a website within 1 hour without any stress. It is very easy, trust me, guys. So now we scroll down, we see these cards. Where you have these cards, this on the former website, this is too, it's not catchy. It is too simple, okay? So, but they want something more. If you place your cursor here, these are the effects you get. You get all these effects. And again, all these buttons as I click, if you check, the background picture for this is white. But if I take it away from here, if you look at the second one, it becomes like a faded cream color. If you see it, it's white. If I go back, white, it changes to white. It is an effect, okay? So now we go down. We see a call to action that leads us to one button or one page, the About Us page. So my point is this: your website, your homepage needs to carry a snippet, short description of every other pages. Now, look at this, apply today. This place links us to apply here, this menu. If you click here now, this is where we will land. Now, if you click foundation, this button, foundation, it will bring us foundation. If I click postgraduate, it will bring us to postgraduate. If I click undergraduate, it will take us to the same place. This is undergraduate, and like that. Short courses, travels and tour. If I click on travels and tour, it will bring us to travels and tour. So this means you come to the menu, you don't want to just scroll down, you don't want to go direct. If you come here, you click it. Take for instance, you now check out the mobile version. This is the menu. You don't want to click here to navigate through the menu, okay? You can just come here, scroll down, everything. It takes you to every other pages. Remember, this is just a call to action, a button taking you to every other pages, okay? So now we have this page here, this button here. Learn more gives us, a link to this About Us. This About Us. So if you click learn more, it will take us to this is the about content. 12 years experience in whatever service they render. About Solomon work. Now we have a short description. You click here, it takes you to this about. Now you come down. So these are testimonials. As you can see, clients' testimonials. It is a slider, as you can see. We scroll down. This is a video of their product, whatever they render. So now you come here, you can see our YouTube hub. If I click on this, it will take us to their YouTube channel. All right. And these are their clients, like the schools they work with, different European schools they work with. And you scroll down, this is their blog content. This is very, very important for any website. If you are going to be a good web designer, you must have that blog page, because that is where your latest updates, if you are going to be launching a new product, a new service, that is where your subscribers or your viewers or your customers, that is where they go to get latest updates about your about to be launched products. So as a web designer or developer or programmer, you must have a blog page for your website. Okay, so now we scroll down, and this is a map of their office. This part, the same way we have the header menu, just like I explained initially. The same way here we have footer menu. This is called footer, F-O-O-T-E-R. Don't worry. Again, I'm going to be sending this video, this recorded version to every one of us, so we can watch and grasp everything again. So this is a footer menu. Now, this footer menu here, we have a logo, we have a short description of the company, and we have this. It is called, it is where people subscribe. It's a lead magnet, okay? So lead magnet is made for you to get the database of subscribers or your customers or your audience, people that visit your website. And under it, we have the social media platforms integrated. Okay, so now we have their office address, their email, and phone number. And here, this is where their Instagram widget will be embedded. This is all about the homepage of their website. So now, every website must have a short description or a short snippet of the entire website. Another example of website, this is my own website. It is an online radio. Now, an online radio, we are supposed to have things like, please, can we see this website? This one that I'm on now, the beaconradio.com. Can we see it?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. So now, this is where the menu is. Remember, the menu for this one is here. I just want us to understand something. It is different. See how this menu is. If we check out the mobile version, see how it is. You click, it comes from the left. Now, let's check out the menu pattern for Beacon Radio. If you check the top, you won't see any menu. You will see a play button for the radio, Beacon Music. You see the volume, you see the search, you see the social media handles, you see a donate button, and you see a menu button, a menu toggle button. So when you click on it, it shows you where the menu is. So now this is the about. You click on about, it gives you another drop down. About us, then the crew. You go back to shows, you see scheduled events, you see schedule and you see events. Then you come to insight. Insight is also called blog or news and updates. Some of them will tell you news and updates, some will tell you insight, some will tell you blog. Like here, it is called news and updates. So just know that it is the same thing, and you see the contacts page. So now let's analyze this. You come, you see a slider. This is a radio, a responsive online radio station website with a slider. Okay, so you scroll down, there is no much talk here. You have the menu, you have the slider, and you have the footer. Simple, not too much story. You will not see anything like the blog on this homepage, because this website, what I want is just something very, very simple, not too much stories. So my point is, as a web designer, if you're going to start up a career as a web designer, a developer, a programmer, you must be creative. Creativity is what makes you stand out from every other person. So these colors, these are the brand colors I chose for this. This is the color, this logo, if you can check it out where you see that the brand color, the brand identity for this company is clearly spelled out. So now if you scroll down, there is one dominant color. If you watch very closely, it is purple. Look at this logo, look at this, they align, they are the same. You scroll down again, this, it is the same. If you scroll down again, this and this and this, they are all the same. Scroll down, the same logo, no difference. This color, this, they are the same. This and this, they are the same. Let us go back up. This call to action button, apply today, and this, they are the same. So which means as a web designer or a wannabe web designer, it is very important to understand the brand identity of your clients or your personal websites. There must be, this repetition of patterns. So when I come to your website, I want to see that consistency. Consistency in your designs is what makes you stand out. I just hope with what I've explained, you all understand me. So now the next phase is, what are the components to designing a full website? So if you have your writing pad with you, I would really appreciate if you can write it down. If you have your jotter or your pen with you, please write it down. If you are ready, just let me know so I can proceed.
All right, I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay, so components that makes a good website. You have your templates. Templates. What is a template? If you can also go ahead and write, I really would appreciate it. Now, a template is a simple layout design of a website. Just that is the simple definition. A template is a simple layout or design of any website. A template is a simple design or layout of any website. For instance, this website, I will tell us what templates I use, how to know a template. Now, this part you are seeing here, this is the front end, okay? Wow, someone is saying he can't hear me.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay. Can every other person hear me?
I
Yes,
think
sir,
it
we
should be
can.
the network, sir.
Okay, probably that person's network. Oh, okay, okay. All right. So, okay, so now this, what you are seeing here is the user experience. This is the front end. Let me just put that way. This is the front end of any websites. This is what you see. But what I did behind the scene to make what you see beautiful is called back end. This is the back end of a WordPress website. Everything you see here, everything you see here is done here. Now, let me show us something. Look at this footer, this back under here. This is where it is called, this plugin I use is called MailChimp. It is a newsletter plugin. For you to subscribe here, it is called MailChimp. Now, this is where the MailChimp is. See it here. As you can see, MailChimp. It is called a plugin. When we get there, I will explain to us. So I wanted to let us know how to know the template of any website. So this is it. When we get to this phase, I will explain to us. So now, but to know the template of any website, this is it. Appearance, you see themes. You click on it. So the template used in this website is called Big Sur. It is Big Sur templates. So this Big Sur template, if you look at it closely, you will see this header. Look at how this header is. If you look at it closely, but you will see that there's nothing like that here. The header is different. The header menu is different compared to what you are seeing here. So I had to play on it to make sure I change the entire face of the site. It is different from what you have. So this is a Big Sur template. Don't worry. The question you might be asking is, how do I get my own template? Don't worry. When we get there, I will explain to us and we will all install our own templates. Okay. So now you must have a template. Like I said, a template is the simple layout of a website. That is what a template is. So when you have a template, it's just like you want to start a project. Can we all hear me?
Yes, we can. We can.
All right. Okay. So it's just like you want to start a project. Starting a project, you must come up with a project plan. There must be a project plan. You want to build a house, there's a foundation. A template is like the foundation of any website. It's just to go there and you start to change it. You start to change text, change image, remove what you don't want, they add what you want to see. Design it until you are satisfied. Okay, so that is on that part, template. Now we also have another component called plugins. Plugins, so let's write down plugins. Plugins, plugins. Plugins. This is the spelling here. Plugins. A plugin is that element that gives beauty to a website layout. A plugin is that element that gives beauty to a website layout. Any website layout. Plugin is what gives it beauty. it either beautifies it or destroys it, depending on the kind of plugin. You cannot add a wrong plugin to a particular website and you expect beauty. No, it will disfigure it, except you know the right plugin to use, and then you install, you download, install, and activate. Then you play around it, and then you get your desired results. Are we still together?
Yes, sir. We are together, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So now another component is called page builder. Page builder. Page builder is spelled as P-A-G-E. Builder, just like, you know, building a house. Page builders. Page builders. So a page builder is that plugins that allows you to design a site. No matter the layout, no matter the framework, a page builder allows you to either design from scratch or follow a template, an existing template. For instance, I want us to look at this. There are different page builders. There are several page builders. We have Elementor. Please go ahead if you want to write. There are several page builders. We have Elementor. This is the spelling of Elementor. Look at where my cursor is. If you can see my screen. Elementor. Elementor. E-L-E-M-E-N-T-O-R. Elementor. You have Elementor. You have Page Bakery. P-A-G-E. Bakery, as in to bake bread, to bake cake. Bakery, Page Bakery. And you have another one, you have Site Origin. Origin, not the origin drink, oh. Site Origin. This is the spelling of Site Origin. This is it here. My cursor is there. As you can see, Page Builder by Site Origin. So if you scroll down, as you can see, I mentioned Elementor. See Elementor here. I just came here. Please try to mute your sound, please. So I came here to the plugin repository and I type Page Builder. Please let everyone mute their sound. Okay, so I came here and I searched for Page Builder, and you can see Site Origin. The same way we can also see, okay, we can see Elementor. You can see Beaver Builder. Let us write this one as well. Beaver Builder. Beaver Builder. I know we've written Page Bakery. There are other page and there are other page builders. There are many. There are many. You can also write Gutenberg. This is the spelling for Gutenberg. This is it here. Don't write everything, just this name. G-U-T-E-N-B-E-R-G. G-U-T-E-N-B-E-R-G. So that is that for page builders. So these are the components that makes a good website. So now, before we wrap it up for the day, we call it a day, I want us to know, before you can have a website running, you must have a hosting and a domain. So now the question is, what is a hosting and what is a domain? A hosting is that platform, online platform that keeps your domain active. For instance, where you live, your current house is hosting you. If your house does not exist in your current location, you will never be in that house. Your street is a host to your current apartment. Your local government is a host to your street, and your street is a host to your apartment. If these two things does not exist, if you don't have a domain and a hosting, what is a domain? For instance, www.whatevername.com is called a domain. So a domain sits on a hosting. You can design a website from now to tomorrow. If that website does not have a domain, you are only wasting your time. You are successfully wasting your time. Yes, you can design a website without a hosting, that is using local server. And that is exactly what I'm going to teach every one of us, how to design a website without a domain and a hosting, and still your website, only you, nobody else can view it. Only you can view your website. And I'm still also going to show us how to move your domain or your designed website from a local server to a live server. All these things will be done guaranteed within 2 days. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we are going to go back to back on practicals. Back to back on practicals. Some of the pictures we are going to use, and let's say a logo image, I'm going to forward everything to us via email. For those that have registered, I'll send them to you by the grace of God tomorrow via email, and the images we're going to use. So everything, when I just say attach this email, this particular image, that is the exact image you apply. When I say use this logo, I will tell you the dimension to enter, you will enter exactly. So we know we are working on the exact website. Everybody is doing the same thing and we're achieving the same results. Now, like I mentioned, to have a website, you need a domain and a hosting. I am not saying go and buy domain and hosting now. Let's say after you are done with your website, you tweak, you play around it, you are 100% satisfied, and now you want the whole world to see it. That is when you can go and buy a domain and a hosting. But also know that a domain and a hosting is paid for once a year. For a domain name has different extension. You have a .com extension, you have a .net extension, you have a .org extension, and you have what's it called, .ng extension. .ng is Nigeria. NG is Nigeria. And of course, depending on the hosting company that is selling it to you, some of them will charge you as low as 10,000 naira. There are some 10,000, 9,500, 11,500, depending on where you're buying from. If you are buying a .com, where may I buy from? It is 5,700. Don't worry, when we get there, if you need it, I will just show it to you where you buy it by yourself and do everything. The setup, I will also show you. So you do everything by yourself. You are not paying any money to me. You pay with your card, you do everything all by yourself. The whole idea is to make sure every one of you design your own website all by yourself. You manage your hosting, you buy your domain, so that tomorrow, when you come in contact with a client and you want to deliver a website, you will know how to run this all by yourself without necessarily needing Christian Joshua or Pact Academy's support. In case you send a message and we are not immediately responding and you need to deliver immediately. So these are the things everyone will learn within the space of these 2 days. So for today, I would want us to call it a day. Please, if you have any question, feel free, unmute yourself, ask your question. I'll be more than happy to answer before the end of the class.
Please, I have a question, sir.
Please go ahead.
Sir, okay. This web design,
Yes.
does it need any programming language?
At all. It does not need any programming language. Now, there are different programming languages. You are talking of PHP, you have JavaScript, HTML, CSS. You don't need any of them at all. At all. We are not going to use any programming language. Everything is just, drag and drop. You drag from here, you drop it here, you just click and you change the text. You remove this image, add this image. That is 100% what you have. That's why I said within one day, you can design a website.
Okay, sir, but I'm asked for program, like web programmers, not designers now.
Yes.
We usually need a program language.
That is if you are going for web programming. If you want to be a programmer, I'm a programmer, I'm a developer. I'm a web developer. Okay. So what we are training on is web designing, not web programming.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I'll message you later, sir. Based on the programming.
No problem at all. No problem.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I also have a question.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
I was surfing around the internet and I played along with it, and I used my email to do the free hosting and the domain and all that. So I want to ask, in case if we are to start the practicals, can I still use that same email?
100%, yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right, sir.
So any other question, please feel free, ask your questions. I'm here to answer.
I have a question. I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay, what's the main difference now between that the one you do with programming languages and this web design? What's the major difference?
Okay, now, as a programmer, you must write codes. For instance, let me open my code editor. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I will open my code editor and I'll show it to every one of us. Then I will stop this sharing this screen and then I will open the next screen so you will see everything for yourself. Please, just few seconds, please. Hello, Ada. I am in class. I am training, I'm in class. I've heard you, please just come home. Please, I'm in class. I told you, don't disturb me. I'm in class.
Issues, you off your mic now.
Sorry, please. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, I'm back. Okay, so let me stop this screen. Let me stop this screen sharing. Then I will now reshare again so you see a particular code I wrote. Awesome. So can we all see the screen?
Okay.
Yes, we can.
So this is an example of a programming. This is HTML and CSS. So now what I designed, this thing is, the Google front page.
Yes.
This is exactly all this code you are seeing here is just on Google front page. That Google search engine, the front page, that is it. If you can see it here, you see Gmail, image, sign in. If you scroll down, you still see advertising, business, about, privacy, blah, blah, blah. So if I fire it up in here, I will show it to you. Can you see my screen now, the white screen where you have Google, blah, blah, blah?
No, sir.
Okay.
Please mute your mic, please. Let me stop sharing. Then I'll.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Then I will now share again.
Okay.
So this is it. All those code you saw, this is what we have. If you look at this, this URL here, you will see that you see something ending with index.html. Please mute your mic.
Yes.
Please mute your mic. I beg of you. So you can see something like Gmail, images, sign in. And you see about us, about business, advertising, privacy, terms, settings. If you go on Google, the same thing is what you will see. So everything here, that code you saw there is not different from everything, all those code, as long as it is, this is just all you will see. So imagine you now want to develop an e-commerce website like Alibaba or eBay. If as much as this code is, as much as this code is, this is all, it is only Google front page is what you can get. Imagine you now want to develop a full-blown website. So now, let me tell you the difference between HTML and CSS. HTML is the raw, it's just like a layout. It's like a foundation of a building. HTML is like that's where you build a house. You just finish building everything. CSS is that beautifier. It gives you the color, it gives you the glassing, it gives you, the raw, the tiling, everything inside. It's like the interior and the exterior, the beautification of any website. That is what CSS. CSS means custom style cascading. Custom style sheet, custom style sheet. That is what programming is. So to become a programmer, depending if you want to become a front-end programmer, a back-end programmer, or a full-stack programmer. If you want to become a front-end programmer, you must know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and I think maybe Node.js. But to become a back-end programmer, you must know JavaScript, PHP, and what's it called, Angular, React Native, you must. Then if you know these two combined, that makes you a full stack programmer. So as a front-end developer, oh God, please, I beg of you guys, just let me unmute your mic, please. It's kind of distracting me. Okay, I've unmuted the person from here. So to become a front-end developer, as if you're going to be, if you are becoming a front-end developer and you want to apply for a job, for instance, the company where I work, we just employed, I'm not going to show us that, okay? It's a company, whatever, it's private. So we just employed a front-end developer and the salary is a 250,000 naira for a front-end developer. And a full-stack developer is a 400,000 naira. That is in Nigeria, or let me say Lagos. If you are working with Europeans, are we still together? Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Perfect.
We can hear you.
Awesome. So if you are working with Europeans as a full stack developer, you'll be earning on a monthly basis nothing less than, let's say, between $1,000 to $2,000, $3,000 per month. Please call me a liar and make your findings. Just use Google, full stack developer in Europe. Just Google that keyword and see how much, or salary of a full stack developer in Europe. Check out how much they earn. Then you would understand. But let me just tell you one truth. You might say, okay, how much you earn? Don't worry, I'm not going to tell you that, okay? But then, now, as a full stack developer, you have lots of work to do. Because the user experience, the user interface, the functionalities of any web app or website or whatever must be on point, must be moving. If there's going to be a downtime in server, it is you, the company will call on. You can be in the house, say, okay, you want to have a nice time with your family, the company will call you. Please take a look at this. That is why some companies that understand tech, they don't employ one programmer. You get most of them employ as much as, let's say, 5, 10. So in case this one is busy, the other person is taking over, they have shifts. You resume as well, this person is busy. It is only in Nigeria. a full stack developer or any developer, either front end or back end, you can be with your family. Say you want to have a nice evening, your boss will call you even while at home. Please help us check this. And if you're not going to check it, you've just gotten home, you're busy, they will query you. And before you know, if it happens 2-3 times, before you know, they will sack you. It's only in Nigeria that this happens. But in the real sense, as a programmer, just be rest assured, the salary is juicy, it is sweet, it is on point, but be ready for the work. So I hope I've answered your question.
Please, I can ask another question, sir.
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So as an undergrad, like I'm university now.
Okay.
I'm an institution.
Okay.
But can I like go for an interview for a job? Would they employ me as a front-end programmer?
Like right now?
Yes, sir.
And you have not even learned it?
No, I'm learning this. I'm in our institution already. And
okay.
I have a lot of like a front-end program, just front-end.
Front-end. What programming language do you have? Do you have as a skill?
I know HTML, CSS.
Very well.
Not, yes, sir. And
Perfect.
learning Python.
Perfect. So if you apply as a front-end developer, the tendency of you being accepted is 70%. Why? The remaining 30%, you don't know JavaScript. If you can learn JavaScript as well, add it to your HTML, CSS. Be rest assured if you go for it, because those are things they're going to ask you. How good are you in this programming language? JavaScript is very, very key. As a matter of fact, if a JavaScript developer alone, you can beat CSS and HTML. You don't follow CSS and HTML.
I have an idea about the JavaScript, but not that perfect.
No, not perfect. Please try to perfect it. I can assure you, if you perfect it, instead for them, if you go and they say they want to pay 100,000, they now see JavaScript, they will be scared to just mention 100,000. They will increase your salary.
Okay, sir. So
and
another question is,
okay,
as an undergraduate, like, can I go for an interview?
You can.
Like,
if
will I
you
be
know,
employed?
If you can, yes, you can be employed. If you know your school, it will not affect your education. But be rest assured that you're going to be having, okay, school, work. If you know you can manage it.
Yeah, I can, because I'm a part-time student.
That makes sense. Then you are good to go. You are good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So another question before we call it tonight. Is there another question?
Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly. Please go ahead.
Okay. Let me just ask this. What is the main thing that this site can do that the other one can't? Since this one was done with programming languages.
Okay, so now it depends. There's nothing any of the sites cannot do. It depends on the functionalities. It depends on the clients. It depends on what you want. Now, for me, all my personal websites, I don't write them with codes. If I start to open up my websites and different sites I have, personally, I have online radio, I have an academy, I have an agency, I have a market like an e-commerce, massive e-commerce I'm building. I have an online bookshop, I have my personal website, and I'm already developing another e-commerce website. So all these are purely built on WordPress without any code. I did not write any code on any of them. They are purely built on strictly WordPress, no code is written. And that's exactly what's also going to work on WordPress CMS. So that's why I said it's strictly web design class, not development. Because if you want to become a web developer, I want to teach you web development. It's not a date stuff. It's not 1 week. It's not 2 weeks. It takes time. And it's one thing for me to teach you. It's another thing for you to also improve yourself. Like I say, web design for me, nobody ever sat me down to teach me. Never. All is self-taught. All by myself in 2014. And right now, I am happy I learned it. But one thing I did is I burnt data a lot. But those data I burnt, trust me, have I covered the money for data I burnt? A long time. I've covered that money back a long, long time ago. The first time I got my first job, it was 15,000 naira. To me, 15,000 was like 15 million. I formed big boy. And the laptop I lent to it was a rickety laptop. You know, this kind of laptop that it does not have keyboard. I had to go and buy a rubber keyboard, connect it with it, and I will start working with it. But trust me now, you don't want to know the kind of laptop I'm using now. The kind of laptop I use now for my design jobs. And so right now, if you want me to design a site for you, depending on the kind of website, I will give you your bill. If you can afford it, no problem. And like I said, I have my personal clients, I run an agency, and I still work with a company. So that's the beauty in learning or going into tech or learning web design. If you want to go into tech and you say, okay, you don't want to stress yourself, you can just learn web design. Believe me, to be a web designer alone, gradually you upgrade and go for some online courses and progress through web development. Be rest assured you are good to go. You are good to go.
Yeah.
Just start from the basis, which is web designing. That is how I started as well. Now I write programming languages. I use 12 programming languages, different codes to write, to do whatever, depending on the client's specification. And of course, if the client's also ready to pay.
Wow. That's fine.
So any other question? Let me take the last question for today, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, since there is no more question, I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you that participated in today's class. I really appreciate you. The truth is, you know, talking like this also helps me to buckle up myself. Okay, it also helps me to go back to my own drawing board and improve myself. So I really appreciate the fact that you all took out your time this evening to join me as we all learn together. So like I said, tomorrow we're going to move straight to the practical stage. And like I mentioned, you are not buying any domain and hosting now. I'm going to show you how to get, you know, a local server on your system. It's going to be on a website. You download the plugin or you download the file, install it on your laptop, and you are good to go. You can install, if you like, you can decide to install as many websites as possible, as many as, let's say 10. You can keep designing as many websites as possible on that platform. You are 100% good to go. So once again, thank you, everyone, and God bless you. And do have a nice evening. My name is still Christian Joshua. So later tonight or tomorrow, I will send a recorded video to everyone so that we can at least follow up on the rest. Thank you once again.